The pros and cons. Pros, the size, the portability. Again, being able to just put it in my trunk. You can put it in a closet somewhere. I think it is a solid last mile solution. Something you can bring on the train with you. There are a lot of places this bike can go. The 52 volt, 25 amp hour battery, you see, I went 27 miles on this test, even though I was in power level 1. That's a good amount of miles for me because I'm not riding 30 miles an hour for the duration of my trip, wherever I'm going. So if there are times where I need to go 30 miles an hour, that's fine. But I know that the battery can sustain a reasonable commute or just a good time out exploring whatever you're doing. You get solid range. I didn't have any range anxiety whatsoever. Even though you don't get battery percentage, you can turn it off and on and you will get voltage, which is even more accurate. I do like the motor. I wish it gave a little bit more oomph at startup. There were times where, particularly when I'm crossing the street or something and cars slow down to stop for you, I had to use my legs to really get a good boost off the starting line. And so it is a powerful motor. It gives you a lot of speed, especially at the top end or if you're already moving. But from zero to get going, I wish it had more oomph, or more power, because it is slow to get going. But once you do get going, you get a lot of usable power. I do like the suspension. I didn't have any issues on this ride. It takes the pressure off your back, your arms, everything. It works. It's not the greatest because this is not a $1,500+ bike, but the suspension works for what it does. I love the key fob and being able to use it to start the bike and not have that key in there where my knee would be hitting it. That is great. Also, just having peace of mind with security, being able to lock it if you just want to run in someplace real quick, and because it has that audible theft deterrent. And so that's a useful thing to have on a bike like this. And I didn't think I would love the basket as much as I do, but that basket is awesome. I wasn't going to even bring it on this range test, but I'm so glad that I did, because I'm sitting here thinking, well, where am I going to put this? Where am I going to put that? Again, if I didn't bring the basket, but the basket was ideal. I love that it's not the plaid. I like that it's a flat all black. And the zipper is a little bit low grade, so you need to take your time when using that zipper, or it is likely to break. I like that the phone holder is on there with the USB-A port, charging port. But I will say that the phone holder itself is not the highest quality, so you have to screw it in, screw it out. And I know that's to accommodate many different types of phones, but just be careful screwing it in, because it's one of those things where you can easily go beyond and break that. So it tightens up as much as it needs to, and there's no real need to, over tighten it. Now let's talk about some cons, some things I don't necessarily like. Now, being a commuter bike, you would expect to see turn signals on it, and there are none. But as you can see, I have my own on here. I think they look great. They match the Zenith logo and they work fine. So yeah, if you don't want to do that, of course, you're going to use your hand signals or whatever. The display is very basic. You can't toggle to see what your battery voltage is, for example. But the fact that it does have battery voltage is great. Of course, it's got mechanical brakes, so it's going to have less stopping power than the hydraulic brakes and require more maintenance. I think hydraulic brakes would be a little over engineering on these. It does have a cadence sensor and the single gear, but you're not using that, if at all. And so that's really a non-factor. I mean, the fact that it has some power assistance is great, because I've seen a lot of bikes in these categories when I was researching that did not even have a basic level of pedal assist. So at least you do have a cadence sensor with some assistance, and you can use your pedals to help the motor get up hills. All right, so who is this bike for? Definitely commuters, last mile options. If you're taking the bus and you want another option for the bus, you can certainly use this bike, depending on where you are, of course. If it's in a super hilly place like San Francisco, your options are going to be a little bit more limited. Then you would be petitioning the company to put a motor on the front wheel. But yeah, casual trail riding like I did today, neighborhood or city exploration, something perfect for that. I saw at least 4 other bikes like this on the trail today. And yeah, it's as far as what I recommend it, absolutely. You know, you see how I'm using it. I'm going to have it just in my trunk. There are going to be people that can take it just out of your apartment onto an elevator and onto the street. You know, going back and forth to the store with that basket, you have a lot of options there to be able to just go pick something up. And particularly now with gas prices as high as they are, being able to just hop on this bike real quickly and go get what you need and come back without even having to order rideshare or something like that. It's a great option. So I would definitely recommend this bike. So I would say if you stuck around this long, thank you so much for watching. I did ask the company for a review unit, but they told me that my channel was too small. So, you know, I was a little disappointed, but I did understand. So if you did like this video and you want to see more like it, including me doing some fishing adventures and stuff like that on e-bikes, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you want to check out more details on this bike, there's a link in the description section. So please click that, check out the bike, and get out and enjoy the great outdoors. Thanks again for watching. Drew out.